Hello students, welcome to video lecture. In this lecture, I am going to discuss model question paper for SY BSc Physics paper first, that is Mathematical Methods in Physics. Savitribai Phule Pune University is going to take online examinations for semester first. The question paper will be of 60 multiple choice questions, out of which you have to solve 50 multiple choice questions. So I am going to discuss here 60 multiple choice questions on mathematical methods in physics, and this is according to question paper format of Savitribai Phule Pune University. This is model question paper. Now let us go to questions. Now first one, what is argument of 1 plus 2i upon 1 minus 3i? Now we know if z is complex number, that is x plus iy, then you can write this as r cos theta plus I sin theta, where theta is called argument. R is root of x square plus y square, and theta is tan inverse y by x. Now here complex number is given, z is equal to 1 plus 2i upon 1 minus 3i. So we will simplify this. So simply multiply it by complex conjugate of denominator as well as divide by complex conjugate of denominator. So 1 plus 3i, it is denominator complex conjugate of 1 minus 3i. So if we find this, you will get this is equal to, now 1 into 1, that is 1, 1 into 3i, that is 3i, then 2i into 1, that is 2i, and 2i into 3i, that is 6i square, and here 1 minus 3i into 1 plus 3i, you will get 1 minus 9i square. So here you will get 1 plus 5i minus 6 upon 1 plus 9, because I square is equal to minus 1. So z is equal to now minus 5 plus 5i whole divided by 10, or it is equal to minus 1/2 plus I into 1/2. So x is equal to minus 1/2, y is equal to 1/2. So here we get theta is equal to, that is argument of the complex number, that is tan inverse 1/2, that is y by x. So we will get tan inverse minus 1, and tan inverse minus 1 is 3 pi by 4, and tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. So here C, that is 3 pi by 4 is correct. Now we will go to next one. Exponential form of the complex number minus 3 plus 3i is. So here we know z is equal to x plus iy, this is rectangular form, r in bracket cos theta plus I sin theta, this is polar form, is equal to r e raised to I theta, where r is root of x square plus y square, theta is tan inverse y by x. So here if we see this one, x is minus 3, y is 3. So we get r is equal to minus 3 square, that is 9 plus 9. So you will get here that is root of 18. So we will get this as root of 18, that is 3 root 2. So this is r, and theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. So it is tan inverse 3 divided by minus 3. So we'll get tan inverse minus 1, that is 3 pi by 4. Now let us use here. So what is z? So z is equal to r. R means 3 root 2 e raised to I into 3 pi by 4. This is exponential form. So here this second one is correct. Second one is correct. Now we'll go to third one. The real part of log to the base c, that is natural log 3 plus 4i each. Now see here, if we have complex number z, that is x plus iy, we can write this as r e raised to I theta. We know this. So here r is root of x square plus y square, and theta is tan inverse y by x. So if we take this as a complex number z, so we'll get r is equal to root of 3 square, that is 9, plus root over y square, that is 16. So root of 25, that is 5, and theta is equal to tan inverse y is 4 by 3. Now see here, so log z is equal to, it is log r e raised to I theta. So we will get log r plus log e raised to I theta. So this is equal to log r plus I theta. Now here I can write log 5 plus I into tan inverse 4 by 3. Now if we see this, so this is complex number, and this is real part, and this is imaginary part. So what is real part? Real part is log 5. So this one is correct. Now next one, what is the value of n if ln of n is equal to 0.692 plus pi I? Now just we have seen log z is equal to log r plus pi I, or log z. So I can write here log n is equal to log r plus pi I. If we compare here, log r is equal to 0.692. So this is log of 2. So we get here log n is equal to log 2 plus, now this one I can write log e raised to I pi, just like this. Here we have taken log z. So log n is equal to, we can write log 2 e raised to I pi. So what is n? n is equal to 2 e raised to I pi. Now 2 in bracket cos pi plus I sin pi, because e raised to theta, it is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, e raised to I theta. So here we get 2 into minus 1 plus I 0, because sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1. So we get here it is minus 2. So n is equal to minus 2. So n is equal to minus 2. This is the correct answer. Now next one, what will be the value of 1 plus I raised to 15? So we have to find 15th power of 1 plus I. So we'll take z, that is 1 plus I, which is equal to x plus iy. First we'll convert this into r in bracket cos theta plus I sin theta, means polar power. So here we get r is equal to root of x square plus y square. X is 1, so 1 plus 1, y is also 1, so root of 2. And theta is equal to what? Tan inverse y by x. So it is equal to tan inverse 1 by 1, 1. So it is pi by 4. So we get z is equal to root 2 in bracket cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. And now z raised to 15. So z raised to 15 is equal to root 2 raised to 15 into cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4 raised to 15. So I can write this as z raised to 15 is equal to now root 2 raised to 14 into root 2. That is, this one I have simplified. And I can write this as cos 15 pi by 4 plus I sin 15 pi by 4. Now here we have used de Moivre's theorem. What is de Moivre's theorem? That is cos theta plus I sin theta raised to n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is de Moivre's theorem. So that I have used here. Now let us take this cos 15 pi by 4. Now this is equal to I can write cos 4 pi minus pi by 4. We can write like this. So 4 pi minus pi by 4, it is 15 pi by 4. So this is equal to cos 4 pi into cos pi by 4 minus plus here sin 4 pi into sin pi by 4. Now if we see here, sin 4 pi is 0, cos 4 pi is 1. So here we will get cos pi by 4, that is 1 upon root 2. So first term we got 1 upon root 2. Now second term we can find. What is second term? Second term, that is sin 15 pi by 4. So it is also sin 4 pi minus pi by 4. So we get here sin 4 pi into cos pi by 4 minus cos 4 pi into sin pi by 4. Now this is 0, this is 1, cos 4 pi is 1. So you will get minus sin pi by 4. So it is minus 1 upon root 2. So z raised to 15. Z raised to 15 is equal to, now root 2 raised to 14, it is 2 raised to 7 into root 2 in bracket 1 upon root 2 minus I times 1 upon root 2. So root 2 will get cancelled. 2 raised to 7 is 128 in bracket 1 minus I. So it is 128 minus 128I. So this second one is correct. Second one is correct. 120 minus 128 minus 128I. Now next one, the value of product cos 3 pi by 7 plus I sin 3 pi by 7 multiplied by in bracket cos 2 pi by 7 plus I sin 2 pi by 7. So I can write here this first term as e raised to I into 3 pi by 7 and second term e raised to 2 pi by 7 I and square of this. So this is equal to e raised to I 3 pi by 7 into e raised to I 4 pi by 7, and we know e raised to x into e raised to y, it is e raised to x plus y. So we get here e raised to I 3 pi by 7 plus 4 pi by 7. This gives you e raised to I pi. E raised to I pi means cos pi plus I sin pi. Cos pi is minus 1, sin pi is 0, so you will get minus 1. So here minus 1. Now next one, cos alpha plus beta I can be written as. So we have 4 alternatives, out of which we have to find first correct alternative. Now we know cos alpha plus beta I, we can write cos alpha into cos beta I minus sin alpha into sin beta I, sin beta I. Now here I can write here cos alpha. Now what is cos beta I? So cos I theta, it is cos hyperbolic theta. So I can write simply cos hyperbolic beta minus sin alpha. Now sin I theta is equal to, we know sin theta is equal to e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta upon 2i. So sin I theta is equal to e raised to I into I theta minus e raised to minus I into I theta upon 2i. So we get here sin I theta is equal to e raised to minus theta minus e raised to theta, because I square is minus 1 upon 2i. So you can have this as e raised to theta minus e raised to minus theta upon 2i with minus sign. So we have here sin I theta, we have here minus 1 upon I, and e raised to theta minus e raised to minus theta upon 2, it is called sin hyperbolic theta. So sin hyperbolic theta, it is equal to so sin I theta is equal to I into sin hyperbolic theta, because minus 1 upon I is I. Why? Because I square is equal to minus 1. So I into I is minus 1. So I is minus 1 upon I. So minus 1 upon I is I. So see here, cos alpha plus beta I, it is cos alpha into cos beta I minus sin alpha into sin beta I. Now cos alpha, cos hyperbolic beta minus sin alpha, and sin I beta is what? I times sin hyperbolic beta. So here this first one is correct. This first one is correct. Now next one. What is real part of 1 plus I root 3 bracket raised to 4? So first we will to find power of a complex number, and then we have to find real part of that. So let us take z is equal to 1 plus I root 3. So we get here r is equal to x is 1, so x square plus root 3, that is y. So square of that, it is 3. So you will get this as 2 root of 4. Now theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. So here tan inverse root 3. Now tan inverse root 3, here we have pi by 3. Pi by 3. So z is equal to r e raised to I theta. So here r is 2 e raised to I pi by 3, and then fourth power 2 raised to 4 into e raised to I 4 pi by 3. So we get here 2 raised to 4 in bracket cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3. So we get here 2 raised to 4 cos 4 pi by 3, that is cos pi plus pi by 3 plus I sin pi plus pi by 3. Now we can solve this. So if we solve this, cos pi plus pi by 3, we will get 1/2, and so here if we find this, so we will get 2 raised to 4 into we know cos, first we will find cos pi plus pi by 3 is equal to now here cos pi by 3 minus sin pi by 3. So cos 4 pi by 3 is equal to minus cos pi by 3. Sin pi is 0, so it is minus 1/2. So here if we find, it is minus 1/2. So 2 raised to 4 into minus 1/2. So you will get minus 2 raised to 3. So it is minus 8, because this part will give you real part. So minus 8. Minus 8. Now next one. Next one you will get what is modulus of z. So here z is equal to 1 plus 2i upon 1 minus 3i multiplied by 1 plus 3i upon 1 plus 3i divided by 1 plus 3i. So if we solve this, just in question first we have solved the same one. We will get here minus 5u plus 5ui upon 10, or it is minus 1/2 plus 1/2 I, and then modulus of z. Modulus of z, it is root of x square plus y square. Now x square is minus 1/2, so we'll get here 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, so it is 2 by 4, so 1/2. So it is 1 upon root 2. So 1 upon root 2, this one is correct. Now we'll go to next one. If z is the complex conjugate of z, then real part of z plus z bar will be. Now z is complex number, that is x plus iy, and z bar is its complex conjugate, we write x minus iy. So z plus z bar will be equal to x plus iy plus x minus iy. So if we solve this, we will get 2x. So z plus z bar is equal to 2x. So there is no imaginary part, only real part. So we will get here first one is correct. Now we will go to next one. If argument of z1 is pi by 2 and argument of z2 is pi by 4, then argument of z1 upon z2 will be. So if argument of z1 upon z2, it is theta 1 minus theta 2. So theta 1 is pi by 2 minus pi by 4. So we will get what? Pi by 4. So here it is, first one is correct. First one is correct. Now next one. If x square minus 4x plus 11 is equal to 0, then the roots of equation will be. Now if we have ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then roots are minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. We know this. So x is equal to, if we take minus b, that is b is minus 4, so I will get 4 plus or minus under root b square minus 4 square, that is 16 minus 4 ac. A is 1 and c is 11. Divided by here 2a. 2a means 2. So we get here 4 plus or minus, it is 16 minus 44. So here 16 minus 44, it is equal to how much? So 16 minus 44, it is minus 28 and whole divided by 2. So we get this is equal to 4 plus or minus root of minus 28 upon 2. So we get here 4 by 2 plus or minus. Now I can take I, root of 28. I is root of minus 1 divided by 2. So it is 2 plus or minus I. Then you can write this as root of 28 by 4. So if we solve this, we will get 2 plus or minus I root 7. This is the root. So this third one is correct. Now next one. If modulus of z plus 2 is equal to 3 into modulus of z minus 2 represents a circle having radius. Now we know equation of circle is what? X minus a square plus y minus b square is equal to r square. A and b represents coordinates of the center. Now here z, we know z is equal to x plus iy. So this equation I can write x plus iy plus 2 is equal to 3 x plus iy minus 2. So here it becomes x plus 2 plus iy. So x plus 2 is real part is equal to 3 x minus 2 plus iy. So x minus 2 is real part here. Now modulus of this. We know modulus of this is, it is square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So x plus 2 square plus y square is equal to 3 into square root of x minus 2 square, real part square, plus imaginary part square. So we can write this as x plus 2 square plus y square is equal to 9 in bracket x minus 2 square plus y square. So just squared on both sides. So I can write here x square plus 4x plus 4 plus y square is equal to 9 in bracket x square minus 4x plus 4 plus y square. So we can write this as x square plus 4x plus 4 plus y square is equal to 9x square minus 36x plus 36 plus 9y square. So we'll simplify this. So if we take x square, 4x all on this side, so we'll get 0 is equal to 9x square minus x square, that is 8x square, minus 36x minus 4x, that is 40x, 36 minus 4, that is 32, plus 8y square. Divide throughout by 8. So we'll get x square minus 5x plus 4 plus y square is equal to 0. This is the equation now. I will simplify this. So suppose we take here x square minus 5x. Now I will add something and subtract something. So if we add plus 25 by 4 minus 25 by 4 plus 4 plus y square is equal to 0. Now we'll get here. So from these two. So we'll get from these two x minus 5 by 2 square plus y square is equal to, now these two I will take on this side. So 4 minus minus 4 plus 25 by 4. So you will get x minus 5 by 2 square plus y square is equal to now minus 16 plus 25 divided by 4. So this whole will give you x minus 5 by 2 square plus y square is equal to 9 by 4. Now we have to compare this with this. So if we compare this equation with this equation, so what is center? Center is 5 by 2, 0, and radius is r square is 9 by 4. So radius is 3 by 2. So here it is 3 by 2. Now next one, the value of 2 in bracket 1 plus I square minus 1 plus I plus 1 will be. Now here this is 2, 1 plus I square, I can write 1 plus 2I plus I square minus 1 plus I plus 1. Now we know 2 in bracket 1 plus 2I minus 1, because I square is minus 1, minus 1 plus I plus 1. So minus 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 1 minus 1. So we'll get what? 4I minus 1 minus I plus 1. So this is equal to 4I minus I, so it is 3I. So it is 3I. Now next one, if Z is equal to root of 1 plus I, then product Z into Z bar will be, Z bar is complex conjugate. Now if Z is complex number, then we get complex conjugate by replacing I by minus I. So here Z bar will be equal to root of 1 minus I. So here Z into Z bar is equal to root of 1 plus I into root of 1 minus I. So we get here root of 1 plus I into 1 minus I. So we will get here 1 into 1, that is 1. 1 into minus I, that is minus I into 1 is plus I, and plus I into minus I, that is minus I square. So these two will get, I square is minus 1, so we will get root of 1 plus 1, that is root of 2. So here this one is correct. Now next one, if f is equal to x raised to 4 plus y into e raised to x, then dabba f by dabba y will be. So here f is function of xy. So if we differentiate with respect to y, then it is partial derivative. So dabba f by dabba y will be equal to dabba by dabba y of x raised to 4 y e raised to x. So we keep x constant here. So derivative of first term is 0, derivative of second term is e raised to x, because dabba y by dabba y is 1, so e raised to x. So this first one is correct. Now if y is equal to e raised to minus I in bracket omega t minus kx, then dabba 2 y by dabba x square will be equal to. Now here dabba y by dabba x is equal to dabba by dabba x of e raised to minus I in bracket omega t minus kx. So you will get here e raised to minus I omega t minus kx into derivative of minus I in bracket omega t minus kx. So if we find this, you will get k e raised to minus I, ik e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. Now if we find dabba 2 y by dabba x square is equal to ik is constant and it is dabba by dabba x of, means we have to find derivative of this, e raised to I o minus I. So we will get here ik into ik e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. So we will get minus k square e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. Similarly, find dabba 2 y by dabba t square. So it is dabba by dabba t of dabba y by dabba t. So you'll get here dabba by dabba t of now dabba by dabba t of e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. So we get this as dabba by dabba t of minus I omega e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. Now again differentiate. So you'll get here minus I omega dabba by dabba t of e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. So here you will get minus I omega in bracket minus I omega e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. So you will get here I square into omega square. So you will get minus omega square e raised to minus I omega t minus kx. So here if we see e raised to minus I omega t minus kx will be equal to minus 1 upon omega square dabba 2 y by dabba t square. We got this. Now use this here. So we get here this is equal to minus k square into minus 1 upon omega square dabba 2 y by dabba t square. So this becomes plus. So k square upon omega square this second one is correct. Now next one, if u is equal to e raised to y cos x, then u xx plus u yy will be equal to. Now u xx means dabba 2u by dabba x square. So you'll get here dabba by dabba x of dabba u by dabba x. So this is equal to dabba by dabba x of dabba by dabba x of e raised to y into cos x. So we get here dabba by dabba x of, now we are differentiating with respect to x. So we'll get e raised to y as it is, and derivative of cos x is minus sin x. And then again differentiate. So dabba by dabba x, now minus e raised to y is constant and derivative of sin x is cos x. This is cos x. Now u y y, that is equal to dabba 2u by dabba y square. So here dabba by dabba y of dabba by dabba y of y e raised to y e raised to y cos of x. So we get here dabba by dabba y of now cos x as it is, and derivative of e raised to y is e raised to y. So again we will get here e raised to y into cos x. Again if we differentiate, so we will get u xx plus u y is equal to minus e raised to y cos x plus e raised to y cos x. So this is equal to 0. So this one is correct. Now next one, the tangent line to the curve x square plus xy plus 5 is equal to 0. So f is equal to, I can write x square plus xy plus 5. First we will find slope. What is slope? dy by dx is slope, and it is equal to minus dabba f by dabba x upon dabba f by dabba y. So what is dabba y by, dy by dx? So dy by dx is equal to minus, now dabba f by dabba x. So we'll get here 2x plus y, and dabba f by dabba y, you will get only x. So you will get this as at 1 1. At 1 1. So you will get minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 3. So slope is minus 3. So y minus b is equal to m into x minus a. This is equation of line. So y minus 1 is equal to slope is minus 3 x minus 1. So y minus 1 is equal to minus 3x plus 3. So y is equal to minus 3x plus 4. This is equation of tangent line. So this one is correct. The stationary points of the function f of x is equal to 2x cube minus 6x plus 5r. So here f is function of xy, f is function of x. We get stationary point when df by dx, first order derivative is 0 at some x is equal to x0. So here we will get 6x square minus 6 is equal to 0, that is derivative. So 6x square is equal to 6. So x square is equal to 1. So this gives you x is equal to plus or minus 1. So here plus or minus 1. These are stationary points. The equation of state for 1 mole of perfect gas is PV is equal to RT. Then T into dabba P by dabba T at constant V multiplied by dabba V by dabba T at constant P is equal to. So here first we will find dabba P is equal to RT upon V. Now dabba P by dabba T at constant V will be equal to, if we differentiate with respect to T, we will get R by V. R by V. Similarly, we can write V is equal to RT upon P, and dabba V by dabba T at constant P will be equal to what? R by P. So T into dabba P by dabba T at constant V into dabba V by dabba T at constant P will be equal to R upon P into R upon V multiplied by T. Now we know PV is equal to RT. So R square T upon PV. PV is RT. So we'll get only R. Only R. So here this one is correct. The percentage error in the area of circle when an error of 1% is made in measuring its radius will be. Now we know area of circle is A is equal to pi r square. Now let us take logarithm. So log A is equal to log pi plus 2 times log r. Now differentiate. So we'll get, if we differentiate, we'll get dA by A, now 0 plus 2 times dr by r. So dr by r we can take 1%. So what is dA by A? It comes out to be 2%. So here 2%. Now if u is equal to x square y minus 3y and x is equal to 4, y is equal to 3, dy is equal to 0.03, dx is equal to minus 0.01, then du will be. Du means total differential. Now du will be equal to dabba u by dabba x into dx plus dabba u by dabba y into dy. We know this. So du is equal to, what is dabba u by dabba x? You will get 2xy into dx plus dabba u by dabba y. So it is x square minus 3 into dy. So this is equal to now 2 into 4 into 3 multiplied by 0.03. This is first one, plus x square, that is 16 minus 3 multiplied by minus 0.01. So you will get here 24 into 0.03 plus 13, means here you have into 0.01 with minus sign. So here it is minus 24 into 0.72, then minus 13 into 'So it is dabba u by dabba x, it is 2xy. Dabba u by dabba y, it is x square minus 3. So here 2xy, 2 into 4 into 3 into 0.03, that is, sorry, here I have made mistake. Here it is 2 into 4 into 3 into dx is minus 0.01 plus x square, that is 16 minus 3 into 0.03. So it is 24 into minus 0.01 plus 13 into 0.03. So it is minus 0.24 plus 0.39. So if we subtract this, you will get this one, 0.15. Now next one, if f is function of xy, then x0, y0 will be saddle point when that dash 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 at x0, y0. So if f is function of fy, and if fx means dabba f by dabba x is equal to 0, dabba fy, that is dabba f by dabba y is equal to 0 at x0, y0, then x0, y0 is stationary point. But if first we get minima when f xy square means mixed second order partial derivative, and square of that is less than fxx into fyy, and fxx and fyy both are positive. Second, maxima when fxy square it is less than fxx fyy, but fx and fyy both are negative, then that point is minima. And third, if fxy square it is greater than fxx into fyy, then x0, y0 is called saddle point. So here this last one is correct. Now next one, a thermodynamic system is described by the PVT coordinates. Choose the valid expression for the system. So f is function of PVT, and suppose that is 0. We know f is function of x, y, z, that is equal to 0. Then we get here dabba x by dabba y at constant z into dabba y by dabba z at constant x into dabba z by dabba x at constant y is equal to -1. On the same way, you can write dabba p by dabba v at constant t into dabba v by dabba t at constant p into dabba t by dabba p at constant p is equal to -1. Then dabba p by dabba v at constant t into dabba v by dabba t at constant p, we can write -1 upon dabba t by dabba p at constant v. So you can inverse this using first theorem. So dabba p by dabba v at constant t into dabba v by dabba t at constant p will be equal to minus dabba p by dabba t at constant p. So if we see, this first one is correct. Now next one, the critical point of the function. the critical point of the function. F of xy is equal to x square plus y square minus 2xa is 0. We get critical point when fx is equal to 0 and fy is equal to 0. So fx is what? 2x minus 2a, and that is equal to 0. This gives you 2x is equal to 2a or x is equal to a. And here fy, that is 2y minus 0 is equal to 0. So this gives you y equal to 0. So a 0, it is critical point. So this second one is correct. Now next one, if f is equal to e raised to sin xy, then dabba f by dabba y will be equal to. So here dabba f by dabba y is equal to dabba by dabba y of sin e raised to sin xy. So we'll get e raised to sin xy as it is into derivative of sin xy with respect to y. Now e raised to sin xy. Now here x is constant. So you will get derivative x into cos xy. So x cos xy into e raised to sin xy. X cos xy into this one is correct. Now next one, if f is equal to x raised to y, then df is equal to, we know df is equal to dabba f by dabba x into dx plus dabba f by dabba y into dy. Now dabba f by dabba x, that is dabba by dabba x of x raised to y, you will get y into x raised to y minus 1. Now dabba f by dabba y will be equal to dabba by dabba y of x raised to y. Now we know general equation, if we take d by dx of a raised to x, then it comes out to be a raised to x into log a. So here if we see, you will get x raised to y into log x. So what is df? df is equal to now y into x raised to y minus 1 into dx plus x raised to y into log x into dy. We have used these two here. So out of all these two, so this one is incorrect, this one is incorrect, this one is incorrect, this is correct. This is correct. Now if f of xyz is equal to 0, then value of dabba x by dabba y into dabba y by dabba z into dabba z by dabba x is, just we have seen it, is minus 1. Now next one, if f is equal to sin x plus cos y plus xy square and x is equal to sin t, y is equal to cos t, find df by dt at t is equal to 5. Now what is df by dt? We have to use chain rule, that is dabba f by dabba x into dx by dt plus dabba f by dabba y into dy by dt. Now f is this, so dabba f by dabba x, so here we will get cos x plus 0 plus y square into dx by dt, x is sin t, so here cos t plus dabba f by dabba y, so dabba f by dabba y 0 minus sin y plus 2xy into dy by dt, that is minus sine t. Now see here, t is equal to pi, so x is equal to sine pi, that is 0, and y is equal to cos pi, that is equal to minus 1. So you will get df by dt is equal to cos, x is 0, so cos 0, y is minus 1, so you will get plus minus 1 square into cos t, t is pi, so it is minus 1, plus minus sine, y is minus 1, plus 2x, x is 0, y is minus 1, multiplied by minus sine t, sine pi is 0, so multiplied by 0, so second term is 0, so you will get cos 0 is 1 plus 1 multiplied by minus 1, so you will get minus 2, this term is 0, this is 0, so minus 2. Now next one, if f is equal to xy and x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta, then dabba f by dabba theta will be. Now here dabba f by dabba theta will be equal to dabba f by dabba x into dabba x by dabba theta plus dabba f by dabba y into dabba y by dabba theta. So we get here dabba f by dabba theta will be equal to. Now what is dabba f by dabba x? Now dabba f by dabba x, it is y because f is xy. Dabba x by dabba theta, it is x is r cos theta, so it is minus r sin theta, plus what is dabba f by dabba y, that is x, dabba y by dabba theta, that is r cos theta. So we get here r sin theta into minus r sin theta plus r cos theta into r cos theta, because x is r cos theta, y is r sin theta. So you will get minus r square sin square theta plus r square cos square theta. So you will get r square in bracket cos square theta minus sin square theta. So you will get r square cos 2 theta. So here this one is correct. Now next one, projection of vector 2i minus 3j plus 6k on the vector I plus 2j plus 2k each. So suppose we have vector b and this is vector a. Now we have to take and suppose theta is angle between them, then we take projection like this, we make perpendicular, and this part is projection of vector a on b, that is a cos theta. So we know a dot b is equal to ab cos theta, where a, these are magnitudes. So we get here a cos theta is equal to a dot b upon magnitude b. Now see here, a cos theta will be equal to, now a is what, 2i minus 3j plus 6k dot I plus 2j plus 2k divided by magnitude of b. So magnitude of b, that is 1 plus 2 square, that is 4 plus 2 square, that is 4. So we get here a cos theta is equal to, now this is root of 9, so you will get 3. Now 2i dot I, that is 2, minus 3j dot 2j, that is minus 6, plus 6k dot 2k, that is 12. So we get here 8 by 3. So this is projection 8 by 3. Now next one, what is the value of P which makes vectors A is equal to Pi plus 2j plus 3k and B equal to minus I plus 5j plus pk perpendicular? Now when two vectors are perpendicular, we know A dot B is equal to AB cos theta, and when theta is equal to pi by 2 means A and B are perpendicular, cos theta is equal to 0, so we'll get A dot B is equal to 0. So we can write here Pi plus 2j plus 3k dot minus I plus 5j plus pk, and this will be equal to 0. Now this is dot product, so we'll get Pi dot minus I, so we'll get P with minus sign plus 2j dot 5j, so we'll get 10 plus 3k dot pk, so we'll get here 3p, and this is equal to 0. So we'll get 2p plus 10 is equal to 0. So 2p is equal to minus 10. So p is equal to minus 5. So p is equal to minus 5. This is the correct answer. Now what is the area of parallelogram whose adjacent sides are I minus 2j plus 3k and 2i plus j minus 4k? So here suppose A and B are two vectors, they form the parallelogram, and area of this parallelogram, that is A cross B, and magnitude of that. So we can find A cross B is equal to I j k. Now this first one is A vector, this one is B vector, so we'll get here 1 minus 2 3, 2 1 minus 4. Now let us solve this. I multiplied by, now minus 2 into minus 4, that is 8, minus 3 minus j, now 1 into minus 4, that is minus 4, minus 2 into 3, that is minus 6, plus k. K is 1 into 1, that is 1, 2 minus 2, minus 4, so we'll get here plus 4. So we'll get here 5i minus plus 10j plus 5k. This is the A cross B. So magnitude of A cross B will be equal to square root of 5 square, that is 25, 10 square, that is 100, plus 25. So it is root of 150, and now root of 150, it is 25. You can write 25 into 6, so it is 5 root 6. So 5 root 6. Next one, if phi of xyz is equal to 3xy plus yz, then del phi at 1 1 1 will be. What is del phi? Del phi is equal to I dabba phi by dabba x. This is gradient of a scalar field. j dabba by dabba y of phi plus k dabba by dabba z of phi. So del phi will be equal to I times derivative of phi with respect to x. So 3xy plus yz, you will get 3y only, plus z. Derivative of with respect to y, so you will get here 3x plus z plus k. Derivative, you will get only y. Now use x equal to 1, y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1. This is the point. So del phi at 1, 1, 1 will be I into 3 into 1. So you will get 3I plus 4j plus k. 3I plus 4j plus k. Now out of this, first one is not correct, second one is not correct, third one is not correct, this last one is correct. If v is equal to y square zi plus xzj plus 3zk, then del dot v will be, del dot v is divergence. So del dot v is equal to dabba vx by dabba x plus dabba by dabba y of vy plus dabba by dabba z of vz. Now dabba by dabba x, so x component is y square z plus dabba by dabba y of y component is xz plus dabba by dabba z. Now z component is 3z. So now here first derivative is 0, second one is also 0, and third one is 3. So we get 3. So this one is correct. Now identify which of the following quantities can be described fully by its magnitude. And that quantity is called scalar quantity. Now force is a vector quantity, displacement is a vector quantity, velocity is a vector quantity, while energy is a scalar quantity. So this one is correct. Now next one, if A equal to I plus j minus 3k, comma, B equal to 2I plus j minus bk, C equal to 5I plus 2j plus 3k are coplanar, then the value of B, this B, will be. Now when three vectors are coplanar, their scalar triple product is equal to 0 for coplanar vectors. Now A dot B cross C, it is simply equal to determinant AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ, CX, CY, CZ. Now this is vector A, so we get here 1, 1, minus 3. B is 2, 1, minus B, and C 5, 2, 3, and then solve this, and this must be equal to 0. Then solve 1, 3, 1 into 3, 3, 2 into minus b minus 2b, so you will get here plus 2b, minus 1 in bracket, 2 into 3, that is 6, minus b into 5 minus 5ub, so here plus 5ub, and now minus 3 in bracket, 2 into 2, that is 4, minus 5, and this is equal to 0. So if we see, you will get here 3 plus 2b minus 6 minus 5b plus 3, and this is equal to 0. So here 3 minus 6, so minus 3b is equal to 0, so b is equal to 0, so b is equal to 0. Next one, if a, b and c are three non-planar vectors, then vector a cross b cross c lies in the plane of b and c, lies in the plane of a and c, lies in the plane of a and b along b cross c. So here, suppose we have three vectors. So vector b, vector c, and vector a. So what happens here? B cross c vector, b cross c, this is direction of b cross c, means this vector is perpendicular to the plane containing b and c. Now let us consider vertical plane which contains a and b cross c. So a cross b cross c will be perpendicular to this plane, means it is in the plane of, so here this vector is a cross b cross c, means here b cross c is perpendicular to the plane containing b and c. Now we will consider another plane which contains a and b cross c. So a cross b cross c will be perpendicular to the plane containing a and b cross c. So what happens here? This vertical plane is perpendicular to this horizontal plane. So a cross b cross c will lie in the horizontal plane, that is plane of b and c. So lies in the plane of b and c. Now next one, if a cross b cross c is equal to 1/2 b, then the angle between a and c will be. Now we know, we can write a, these are unit vectors, b cross c, we can write this as b a dot c minus c a dot b, and this is equal to what? 1/2 b. So see here, if we compare this, we will get what? A dot b is equal to 0, and so this second term is 0, and a dot c will be equal to 1/2. Now we know a dot c is equal to magnitude of a into magnitude of c into cos of theta, and that is equal to 1/2. Now these are unit vectors, so we will get cos theta is equal to 1/2, because this is equal to 1, this is equal to 1. These are unit vectors. So theta is equal to what? 60 degree. So here it is 60 degree. Now if v is equal to x square zi plus xz y square j minus 3y z square k, then del cross v at 1 1 1 will be. So first we will find del cross v. So what is del cross v? It is equal to I j k dabba by dabba x, dabba by dabba y, dabba by dabba z, and then components x square z, xz y square, and here minus 3y z square. So we get here I times dabba by dabba y of minus 3yz square minus dabba by dabba z of xzy square. This is first term minus j dabba by dabba x of minus 3yz square minus dabba by dabba z of x square z plus k dabba by dabba x of xzy square minus dabba by dabba y of x square z. So this is equal to I. Now here we will get minus 3z square minus xy square minus j. Now dabba by dabba x, so 0 minus x square plus k zy square minus 0. Now use 1 1 1. So I z is minus 1, so minus 3 minus 1 into 1 minus j minus 1 plus k into 1 because all are 1. So we'll get here minus 4i plus j plus k minus 4i plus j plus k. So this one is correct. Now a is equal to I plus 4j minus 2k, b equal to j plus k, c is equal to I minus j, then the vector a cross b cross c will be. First we will find b cross c. B cross c is equal to now I j k. Now what is b? B is jk, so 0 1 1, and c is I minus j, so 1 minus 1 0. So you will get I times 1 into 0, that is 0, minus 1 into 1, that is minus 1, so you will get plus 1. Now minus j, now 0 into 0 is 0, you will get 1 into 1, that is minus 1, plus k, minus 1 into 0, 0, 1 into 1, so 0 minus 1. So we will get here I plus j plus k. So now a cross b cross c will be equal to I, sorry here, so here we get I j k, a is what? 1 4 minus 2 1 1 1. Sorry, so we get here I 4 plus 2, 4 into 1 4, minus 2 into your minus 2, minus 2 minus sorry, here this one is minus k, so here minus, so here we will get minus, here minus k, so minus j, here it is minus sign, minus j minus 1 plus 2 plus k, now 1 into 1, that is 1 minus 4, so we'll get here minus 2i plus j minus 3k minus 2i minus j, minus j minus 3k. So this last one is correct. Minus 2i minus j minus 3k. This one is correct. Now a is equal to 3y raised to 4z square I plus 4x square z square j minus 3x square y square k. Then del dot a. Del dot a will be equal to dabba ax by dabba x plus dabba ay by dabba y plus dabba az by dabba z. So del dot a will be equal to, now this is ax. So dabba by dabba x of 3y raised to 4z square plus dabba by dabba y of 4x square z square plus dabba by dabba z of minus 3x square y square. Now see here, in first term there is no x, in second term there is no y, in third term there is no z. So you will get 0 plus 0 plus 0, so it is 0. So this one is correct. Let a and b are two non-zero vectors with magnitude of a is 4, magnitude of b is root 3. If a dot b is equal to 2 root 3, then the angle between a and b will be, we know, if a and b are two vectors, a dot b will be equal to magnitude of a into magnitude of b multiplied by cos theta. Now a dot b is 2 root 3. A is magnitude of b is 4, magnitude of b is root 3 into cos theta. So you will get cos theta is equal to 1 now. So theta is equal to 60 degree. Theta is equal to 60 degree. Next one. A vector field has a vanishing divergence is called when del dot v is equal to 0, that is called solenoidal field. Solenoidal field. The curl of vector field f is equal to x square I plus 2zj minus yk will be. So del cross f, that is curl of a vector field, which is equal to I j k dabba by dabba x dabba by dabba y dabba by dabba z. Now x component is x square 2z minus y. So you will get here I in bracket dabba by dabba y of minus y minus dabba by dabba z of 2z minus j dabba by dabba x of minus y minus dabba by dabba z of x square plus k in bracket dabba by dabba x of 2z minus dabba by dabba y of x square. Now see here, these are 0. So we will get only I in bracket minus 1 minus 2. So it is minus 3i. This is del cross f, that is along negative x-axis. Del cross f is along negative x-axis. which one of the following is correct? Del dot phi a is scalar, a is vector, so this comes out to be del phi dot a plus phi into del dot a. So this third one is correct. The vector field f is equal to x square I plus 2zj minus yk, then the direction of curl of f will be. So just we have seen same example is here. So it comes out to be del cross f is comes out to be minus 3i. So it is along negative x-axis. So along negative x-axis. Now next one, a cross b cross c plus b cross c cross a plus c cross a cross b. Now this is famous identity. This comes out to be 0. You can easily prove this. So here this first one is correct. What is the degree of the following differential equation? Now degree means power of highest order derivative term, but it must be rationalized differential equation. So you can write here d4y by dx4 is equal to y square minus 1 and then square. So you will get d4y dx4 square of this is equal to y square minus 1. So degree is 2, order is 4. So degree is 2. Now the differential equation y double dash minus 2y dash plus y is equal to 0. Now this differential equation is linear and homogeneous differential equation. It is homogeneous because each and every term contains y or its derivative. And there is no term like this y into y dash or y double dash square or y square like this. That's why it is linear differential equation. Next one, the point x is equal to 0 for differential equation y double dash minus 2xy dash plus 2 lambda y is equal to 0 each. Now see here, y double dash plus p of xy plus qy dash plus q of xy is equal to 0. Then we take limit x tend to x0 p of x and limit x tend to x0 q of x. If both are finite, then the point x0 is ordinary point. Here we will check limit x tend to 0, p of x is minus 2x and it comes out to be minus 2. Limit x tend to 0, q of x, that is 2 lambda. So it is 2 lambda. So both are finite. So x is equal to 0 is ordinary point. For the differential equation, dy by dx bracket cube plus d2y by dx square is equal to x. What is degree? Now highest order derivative term is this. Its power is 1. So degree is 1. And order is 2. That is highest order derivative term. So degree is 1, order is 2. The differential equation y double dash plus 6y dash plus y is equal to sin x. Now this is linear. But it is non-homogeneous because this term does not contain y or its derivative. That's why it is non-homogeneous, linear and non-homogeneous. So this first one is correct. So here again same one is there. So take this first one. the differential equation dy by dx bracket cube plus d2y by dx square plus xy is equal to x square. Now see here, this term does not contain y or its derivative. So simply it is non-homogeneous. Again here we got here we must have non-linear and homogeneous. So here it is non-homogeneous, and if we see here third power of first order derivative, so it is non-linear also. So this is non-linear as well as non-homogeneous. Now next one, the point x is equal to 1 for differential equation d2y by dx square plus x square y is equal to 0. Now if we take here y double dash plus p of x y dash plus q of x y is equal to 0, we get p of x is equal to 0 because there is no y dash term, and q of x is equal to x square. Then we take limit x tend to 1 p of x. Now p of x is 0, so it is 0. Limit x tend to 1 q of x. So limit x tend to 1 x square, it simply gives you 1. So both are finite. Both are finite. So x is equal to 1 is ordinary point. Next one, if the vector field f is equal to 3x square I minus 6 xyj, then divergence of f is. Now del dot f will be equal to dabba fx by dabba x, dabba fy by dabba y plus dabba fz by dabba z. Now if we see here dabba by dabba x of fx is 3x square plus dabba by dabba y of fy, that is minus 6xy, plus dabba by dabba z of, there is no fz. So we get here 3x square derivative, that is 6x minus 6x, it is equal to 0. So it is 0. A vector field with a simply connected domain is conservative if and only if its curl is 0, if and only if its divergence is 0, if its curl and divergence is 0 always, if and only if its curl is non-zero. Now the vector field is said to be conservative when line integral along closed path in the vector field is equal to 0. So line integral along the closed path, or it is also called circulation, when v is conservative, this is equal to 0. So suppose here we have vector field and we take some closed path, and suppose A is area of that path, then integration v dot dl upon area, it gives you curl of v. And for conservative field, line integral is 0, so curl is 0. Now divergence may or may not be 0, but curl is 0 for conservative vector field. The position vector r is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. Then which of the following is true? Del dot r we have to find. So del dot r, it is dabba by dabba x of x component, that is x, plus dabba by dabba y of y component, that is y, and dabba by dabba z of z component, that is z. This is position vector. So we get here 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. So del dot r will be equal to 3. So this one is correct. Now what will be the unit vector? Normal to the surface x square plus y square minus z equal to 4 at 1 1 1. So here suppose this is surface and phi is its equation. So what is equation here? X square plus y square minus z equal to some 4 constant. Now if we take del phi, it is vector normal to the surface at a point. Now unit vector means del phi upon its magnitude. It is unit vector. So we have to find first del phi. So what is del phi? Del phi is equal to dab I times dabba by dabba x of phi, that is x square plus y square minus z plus j x square plus y square minus z plus k, here mistake is there. So here del phi is equal to I times dabba by dabba x of phi plus z times dabba by dabba y of phi plus k times dabba by dabba z of phi. So del phi it is I. Now phi is what? Phi is x square plus y square minus z. So dabba by dabba x it is 2x plus z times you will get 2y plus k times you will get minus 1 with respect to z. And now del phi at 1 1 1 will be, you will get 2i plus 2j minus k. So and magnitude of del phi is equal to root of 2 square plus 2 square plus 1. So 2 square, that is 4 plus 4 plus 1, root of 9, that is 3. So unit vector normal to the surface at point 1 1 is del phi upon magnitude of del phi. So you will get 1 by 3 2i plus 2j minus k. So 1 by 3 2i plus 2j minus k. So this one is the answer. So this is about model question paper. If you like my lecture, I request you to subscribe PST Edu-Media channel and as well as press like button. Thanks very much. Now I will also take lectures on operational amplifier for SY BSc students. So thanks very much again.